Today we're talking about binary math and how to go about doing it. And one of the things we talked about in class is, might you ever need to do something like this? I guess it depends on what career path you're on, but just one example would be a network engineer or a network administrator possibly might need to use binary math in terms of allocating IP addresses and determining network addresses. That's not something we're covering just yet in this class. However, the knowledge that you'll get will be beneficial in terms of understanding how much our computers actually do for us. So one of the things we discussed in class is that the computers only understand ones and zeros. That's it. So essentially they need to convert everything we ask them to do to ones and zeros, whether it be modifying a Word document, updating a PowerPoint presentation, editing an image in Photoshop, updating our website, updating our status on Facebook. I mean, all of those things need to eventually be converted down to ones and zeros. Now the calculations that we'll perform will take us a couple of minutes, but it takes the computer milliseconds to perform a task like this. So let's go ahead and walk through just some basic calculations here. And what we're doing is we are just really creating an answer sheet or an answer key. And all I'm doing here is I'm performing the calculations above, right? So 2 cubed, 2 to the 4th is 16, and 2 to the 5th, 32, to the 6th, 64. And what we're doing here is I'm asking you to convert 8 bits of information, right? An example would be this guy here, down below. All right, so we'll go ahead and plug this series of ones and zeros, 8 bits of information, or 8 bytes, if you will, and we'll plug that in on the next row here. So I'm doing that, plugging it into our little answer key. And the big idea is wherever there's a 1, we will perform the calculation associated with that column. So it might be a little confusing that we're going to bring down the number 1 here, but we're performing the calculation. 2 to the 0. There's a 1 here, so we'll perform the calculation above. 2 to the 1, and that's 2. And there's a 0 here, so we'll actually bring down a 0. There's a 1 in this column, so we'll bring down 2 cubed, which is 8. There's a 1 in this column, so we'll perform the calculation above. It's 16. There's a 0 here, so we'll bring down 0, and you'll see that just like in class, we'll just go ahead and add these up, okay, to arrive at our answer. So I'm actually just going to change the color here so it stands out a little bit, or maybe make all of these red. Okay, yeah, just so that they stand out a bit. Get rid of the highlighting. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. I guess we'll add this up maybe the easiest way possible. 8 plus 2 is going to give us 10. And 10 plus 1 is going to be 11. Plus 17 is going to be 27. So basically we're just adding all of these together, right? And then we'll take 27 and then we'll add it to 128 over on this side. So we get the resulting number over here of 155. Okay, so given any series of ones and zeros, you should now be able to convert to an actual number. And what took us a couple of minutes, again, takes the computer milliseconds. So it should really give us an appreciation for how much our computers actually do.